Hey everybody, so today we're going to put together the Boardwalk cinch bag. We're going to put the strap onto the bag itself. I was fully intending on actually showing you how to sew this on, but I realized I left my remaining Moto jacket, that's the color of this, right? The rest of this yarn is in my yarn room where my toddler is currently napping because she likes to take her naps in mommy's yarn room, which, can you blame her? It's really cozy in there. That's where I'd want to take my naps too. But I'm not going in there to disturb her because I want her to take her nap so I can get stuff done. So we're just going to pin it in place, which is the most important part anyway. To sew it together once I get my yarn, I'm just going to use a whip stitch with a yarn needle. So that should be pretty self-explanatory. So here's the strap. I made just the handheld version, which is how I had currently designed this bag. That was my original design, dream, whatever. That was the original inspiration. So if you wanted to make this longer to do a shoulder bag or a crossbody bag, yours will be longer than this, but I stitched mine together right here. This is this seam where in the pattern I said sew the short edge together. That's here. So this seam is going to go on the bottom, center bottom of the bag. So we're going to take that and align that right here. Okay. So now I have my coilless pins. Now, if I wasn't showing you guys how to do this, I would probably fly by the seat of my pants and not pin this down, but I'm gonna be good. And let's see, where's center. And I'm gonna mark it right here and then make sure that I didn't actually go through the rest of, there we go. Oh, this is very thick yarn. All right, fighting with this a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now we have the center marked. All nice and flat. Okay, now you're gonna mark, this is all gonna get sewn flat here. So you're gonna whip stitch along this edge and whip stitch along this edge. This is the bottom base of your bag. So I'm going to hopefully have a little bit of an easier time. Probably would be easier if I wasn't leaning over, but I'm going to mark right here. Let me see if I put my hand inside the bag. The wind is great, it's so thick, so it makes it good for a bag. Okay, so we're gonna mark this side. Not to poke myself. There we go. Make sure you're doing this with coilless pins. And then straighten this out. We're going to pick it up and make sure this is all even. And then mark this side. Make sure I'm not going through the side of the bag, and I'm only going through the base of the bag here. And then I'm not going to stab myself. These are 2.5 inch, something like that, coilless pins. There we go. Okay, so now the bottom of the strap is applied right there along the bottom of the bag. Okay. Now, to go up the sides, let's pull this drawstring a little bit to get those out of the way. Now, the side of the bag, you're not going to fully sew it up all the way. You're only going to sew, see this line right here, where the woven texture transitions to the single crochet, you're only going to sew up to there. The strap is going to be free from the side above because when the bag cinches in, it needs to be able to get pulled. So here, when it goes up the side, you're going to sew along here and then stop when you get to that ridge. You're going to sew along here and stop when you get to that ridge. So I'm going to pin. And again, try not to poke myself. Let's see, I'm going to try and pin right at that ridge. When you do this, I would advise to not be leaning over and to be doing this on a flat surface. There we go. Okay, if I flip it. Same thing on this side. Nice, nice. This side. Let's get my other pin. Ridge. Poke my finger. Ouch. This yarn is very, very thick in this stitch. There we go. Come on. There we go. All right. So now we pretty much have it all pinned in place. Where did I have my front of my bag? Please tell me I put this in the right spot because I wasn't really paying attention. So I think at this point, if it's in the wrong spot, I will just rethread the strap. Okay, and we're gonna tie this. A very quick bow. Those are not my forte. And ta-da! Obviously, it's be a little bit more smoothed out when it's actually sewn down, but hopefully that gives you the idea. So, sewing the short edge together right here and aligning that on the center bottom of your bag. Whip stitching here along the long edge, going up the side all the way up to this ridge before it transitions into the single crochet. Leave this part free. Going down this side. Now your strap might be longer or shorter here. And then the same thing on the other side. So this is all sewn together here and then free at the top. I think that pretty much covers it. Hopefully that covers it. If you have any other questions, let me know. Let's see. And there we go. Ta-da! The Boardwalk cinch bag. And now I'll wait until Maggie wakes up and then I can actually sew this thing together and take some pictures. See you later, guys. Bye.